because we are looking at the Dark Queen of Mortholme, like I said just a moment ago. This is supposed to be a reverse Souls-like. I know, that sounds very strange. But simply put, the selling point to me, and I have not loaded past this screen, is that it's supposedly you playing as the boss of a Souls-like and you have to make decisions. We'll see how incompetent the player is. If they're my level of playing Souls-likes, where I ram my face against a wall until I figure out, which brick to pull, it's gonna go pretty badly for the other person. If they play like a competent player, they might get me first try. And I will have to adjust the volumes on all of these, because I do not know what volume this is gonna be at. Ooh, press space, okay. It's headed for you, your indomitable majesty, the royal guard, all slaughtered. I will deal with it myself. Forgive us, O Empress everlasting. Your reign of terror ends today. My reign is eternal. A weakling like you cannot dream to overthrow me. And yet, that's what I'm here to do. You're here to be crushed under my heel. Oh, it's arrow keys. I can't even keep my hand on my mouse. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit, because if it's up in the yellow for the music, which is on my audio bars, it's going to be impossible to hear, commentary. So press arrow keys to move. And yes, we will be slow and sluggish. Squish. Go back to the bonfire with you. This is a very awkward hand position because I have my hand on... Can I actually just leave? No. But, yeah, I have my hands spread in a very weird way across the board. Your reign of terror ends today! Another challenger? Flattering. There's supposedly 3 or 4 endings to this or something, based on the choices you make. Flattering. It's just me. Did you think I wouldn't try again? Those burnt to ash usually do not, no. No matter, your second chance will end the same. We shall see. Yes, we shall read the truth from your shattered bones. Your reign of terror ends today! What was that cowardly footwork? I saw what you were about to do. It was silly of me to stay still the first time. For your chance, try dodging these. Get yeeted, bitch. And supposedly this is a very short game, but I did want to cover it because I think this is an interesting concept. Yeah, it's very Indian, not very heavily scripted. Well, it is very heavily scripted. I'm trying to think of the... It's not highly detailed. There we go. But I do think it'd be interesting if this kind of concept was taken further. I don't think it would be grounds for like a AAA style title, but I do think it'd be interesting to see this kind of thing taken into a possibly more tiered level thing. We have a little bit of it with Legend of Keepers, where you are basically defending through stages. That is more the Darkest Dungeon approach, but kind of a similar concept of you are the big block between heroes and thing. But I think you could do it with having a series of large bosses that you have movesets of, and as they're defeated, you get bumped into the next tier up. So loss makes you stronger, but you also are basically closer to the end of the game, and the end of the game is whenever the AI beats you, especially as we get various things that learn to do better. Although I think for that, most companies would probably introduce a way for you to beat the line of heroes eventually, so you're not just there forever defending your spot. But it could be a war of attrition, and they could just keep getting stronger and stronger each time, like they're supposed to in this. Are you serious? Lost faith in your entrance line, did you? Might as well skip it. This could take a while, after all. Oh, I can grind you to pace swiftly enough. One lucky sidestep does not change that. Not just one, no. And I don't think I should actually be using all of my skills, because he'll learn to dodge them. But I do want to see how he reacts to each one. So it is indeed possible to avoid that attack. I just have to look out for the follow-up. I am not here to be tested. I am the ruling queen of this world. Have been so far. Gutsy words from one whose guts decorate my floor. You should respect your betters. Oh, I have plenty of respect for you, and you might. And your might. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Oh no. Took you a little while longer this time. How come you keep going after my first strike? You've taught me how to take a hit or two. If you are this determined to stick around, I will gladly teach you how to stay down. That, I'm afraid, might be a skill beyond me. Very much the Souls-like approach there. As you wish, your suffering shall be twofold. Oh, he's actually doing some damage to me. I wonder if there's going to be one, and I'm just like I'm forecasting on this, and I do have a feeling this might be a thing, where he's just gone for a long period of time. We eventually get back up onto our throne, and then he comes back with way more life and stats, and he just does a ton of damage. What do you think of the short bow? I picked it up from a chest in the gatehouse. The gatehouse? What are you talking about? The one in the southern keep. You don't know what's in your own castle? If it's beneath my throne, it is beneath me. My underlings take care of trivialities. You never leave this tower? Why would I? You know, that's a bit of a sad question. No, it's you who is sad. You claim to be free to go anywhere in this world, yet this is where you return to death and failure. I'm definitely favoring killing him by the door. Let's go. Another round. Another chance at new tactics. This is getting annoying. This persistent skittering of yours. Oh, is that a crack in your stoic front? Wishful thinking! Keep in mind, it is you whose blood covers my floors. I won't judge you for your frustration if you don't judge me for my excessive bleeding. I am not frustrated, merely bored of repeating the same fight, over and over and over. I suppose you might find this dull. While I keep improving, you seem stuck doing mostly the same thing. What audacity. To angle for my envy, I do not need to improve to squash a cockroach like you. You will be the first to tire out. It does feel like it's a scripted amount of times he dodges. But I do think he does passive attack too. Good spar. I really needed to memorize the timing of that spell circle. I could dodge your attacks if it was fun for me. With ease. Uh-huh. But of course I will not stoop to the level of mortals. I am the Dark Queen of Mortholme, the butcher of 1,000 usurpers. It is no fault of mine that I remain unchallenged. Mouth off all you like. You only pretend to enjoy this because without it you are nothing. A fool who died to my first strike. That is the truth of you. The truth of me is that I'll be better every time. Better than most powerful being in this world. You have the wildest imagination. And generally speaking, I find that this is... It does get repetitive, but I think that's in the nature of it. This is what is... I think probably the best example of what this would be is not necessarily a vertical... And here's what I called. This is not necessarily a vertical slice so much as a proof of concept, which is similar but different functionality. A vertical slice is usually going to be the kind of game that this is, here is a cut of the bigger project we're working on, whereas this is, okay, here's the idea, but I don't necessarily have more I want to put onto it. This is just the concept, and I wanted to see how it works kind of situation. And I think they did a good job of that so far. And as far as the controls, it is worth noting, I think it is intentionally stiff controls. Because you'll notice that... Actually, I don't know if you can see whenever I press it because I didn't look at the icons at the top to see if they flash or anything. But what happens is you'll press a button and then you'll perform the action a moment later. This means that the enemy has time to set up their dodges. This is why I say that they dodge a certain number of times. And I wouldn't be surprised if there is a quota for it. And yes, we got the weight thing. But generally speaking, I think this is a good way to kind of design the boss versus character thing, because it replicates, for the computer at least, the broadcasting of attacks. Because most Souls-like, you'll have a large boss that does an attack, and you'll have cues that either sound cues, action cues, stuff like that, that tell the player, hey, I'm winding up for attack A, B, C, or D. And that gives you the opportunity to do your countermeasures or to get the hell out of the circle. Pretty straightforward stuff. And that's how you are supposed to beat most soul bosses. Again, I suck at most soul-like games. I love them, but I suck at them. So, yeah, you're supposed to get out of the way. A computer can't really do that yet, because computers are, despite our extended use of the term AI in a lot of things, computers, there is no actual AI. Generally speaking, it is algorithmic responses. That's the same thing with generative as well as normal, like, pathfinding stuff. It is all this going to be, here is X, Y, and Z. What do you do in response to that? And that's why whenever you have these things where the character is, well, where the person is training a quote-unquote AI to beat a game, like, say, the Jump King video that blew up on another channel recently. I forget the person who made it. Go look it up. You can find it. That's why it takes hundreds of thousands of iterations of the thing going, okay, so if I do this, this is the result, this is the result. And it tests all of these, and it takes days of testing to get through some of the screens. So, yeah. You're not going to be able to do that real time. So it's going to have to have, okay, here's a wind up. Do I dodge? Do I not dodge? Here's how I dodge. Here's my last action. Does that prevent me from dodging? That kind of stuff. I knew you would show up. Entire armies have done less to disturb the silence of my domain. The bonfire of your corpse... the bonfire of your corpse does not bring warmth to these halls. I'd miss this too. Do not think sentimentality will make me go easy on you. What a lovely end to our dance it would be, were we not to give it our all. You have a way to go before I would need to give you my all. Oh, you got me through my first stage. I don't know why it doesn't hit with behind us on that one. Because the flash for it generally seems to be going over the character. Can I just leave his corpse there? No, I actually have to burn his corpse each time. That would be an interesting thing for them to account for. Ooh, we bent down and touched his corpse. I think we're kind of just teetering between endings. I wager the ending is determined generally in games like this. If you're going for a simplistic tree, you generally just have a weighted system where you have X of type choice A, Y of choice B. If it's perfectly balanced, you get type C ending. That would explain 3 endings. So you have the A ending if you favored A, B ending if you favored B, and then C ending if you balance them perfectly, I guess. This thing's pretty sweet, don't you think? A blessed sword, I take it. How did you get a hold of such a thing? It was hidden in a waterfall, guarded by a Colossus Revenant. A real hassle, that was. Of course you would find that irresistible. Honestly, it was thanks to the practice I've had with you that I managed to finally claim it. How very kind of you to credit me while off on your whimsical little adventure. We're gonna play the Jealous Queen. Why don't you do the same? Go see what's out there, what you might gain. You ask a lot of questions. Surely you're curious enough to do so. A ludicrous suggestion. How could I? Where could I possibly go? This is my realm. One can climb no higher. You really cannot leave? You're stuck in this room forever? Yes. I rule here forever as an empress everlasting. It's a thing that cannot move on. If you were to fall, would that be the end of it? You couldn't return, not as an undying queen? I would refuse to fall. And I have a feeling we're going right into a fight, so I'm going to switch my ear real quick. And yes, whenever I say switch my ear, it's just putting my earbud in the other ear. Because I have a mono bud that has stereo output. Basically, it has a delay for, I believe it's the left channel is delayed. So if I put it in my left ear, it's a little bit different, but it's fine. My might ensures my victory. It has since the very beginning. If might is all we're measuring, it is all that matters in this world. My world! That's what you must prove. Changing up my attack pattern. I do wonder if we get more skills. I wouldn't be surprised if we have one more upgrade. And again, why do you insist on destroying my legacy? You should have picked a better legacy than an eternal reign. I do wonder, and we'd never be able to test this. This is beyond the scope of anything we would ever be able to do, because humans do not live forever. I wonder if eventually in an eternal reign, if you could live forever, not aging, nothing like that, no major penalties to it, to your body or your mental health, like you were able to remain intact and cognizant of your abilities into eternity, short of the heat death of the universe or the several billions of years ahead where the freaking sun explodes and takes the earth with it, although wager by then you'd figure out a way off of this because you'd have forever to learn. I wonder if you would eventually become a tyrant, become a malevolent force, because you would crave that familiarity, or would you be able to, I mean, considering you'd still have plasticity of your brain, you'd probably be able to actually react and adapt to the world. So I think, I don't know whether even a good person would turn malevolent over time with an eternal reign. It'd be interesting. But yes, ultimate power ultimately corrupts. But I think that's more due to those who desire power, desire things that would eventually lead them to corruption. And yes, I will be doing 2 runs of this, because I just had like a mental question come to me while we were fighting that. Still not quite there. Eternal things do exist. You plan to swing your sword at the laws of nature next. You're not a law of nature, you're a person. Is that what you think? If you're wrong, you're trapping yourself to die at my hands forever. Trying to talk me into quitting, aren't you? Perhaps it would be a mercy. To be relieved of the burden of trying. Thanks, but no. But I do want to do a run where I don't even try. Yeah, he's got iframes as well. And I think he just does dodge a specific number of them. There we go. And I do wonder if we never use the others. There's technically, we'll probably need to do 2 more playthroughs, because there's actually 2 things I want to test. What if we never use another ability? Will he ever adapt to them? or if we just let him kill us, what happens? These are non-standard endings. Because I think the core endings that are available are probably that choice A, choice B, and then balance. I wonder if there are failure states, and I wonder if the enemy actually does react to things you never use. Those are the things we need to test. It's only supposedly like a 30-minute game. We've been going for about 25. The thought of quitting has occurred to me. I keep thinking I've got you figured out. I'd hope this new sword might do the trick. Yet you stand strong, loop after loop. It's an uphill battle the whole time. Then why return? Why do you think? Because you like it here? Your soul is drawn to something only I can provide. It's been fun, this dance of ours. You truly are as unforgiving as they say. I am what I was made to be. Nothing less. You don't wish to be more? It is wisdom to accept oneself as one is. This world places limits on us all. If there are limits, they're far beyond these walls. My fortress will stand tall as long as I am here to defend it. That is what I must fight for to endure, just as you too must fight for your truth. He is getting stronger as well. And I think we might actually die this time. Because we actually have not hit him once this time. That's enough. Enough! I will not let you undo what I am. You wish to see my true face? Immutable, untouchable? Boss mode. Die! I like the note of us bending down to burn him away. No, that actually makes me happy. Ooh, that was brutal. It would have been better for you to stay away. It would have been better for you to stay away, to not see any of this. Yours is a heart that believes in change. You think that if you try hard enough, you can challenge natural order itself. Wrong. The only reward for pushing your limits is further failure. What you saw when pushing mine was the cruel face of my truth. Unchanging, unjust, unkillable. Your valiant fight brings you only meaningless suffering. Against the might of this status quo, your efforts do not matter. This is the full extent of my power. This is where your quest ends. Soon, I think, our dance will reach its end soon. Ah, you've shown me the true extent of your power. Thank you. I'm honored to be deemed a worthy opponent. You. Was that your goal all along, to see me at my worst? You unrelenting masochist! I'll take that, too, as a compliment. And I do think we actually lose on this one, if I had to guess, considering the length of the game. And yeah, he is just perfect dodging everything. You already saw what happens when you push it too far. There is no hope for you. There's always hope, as long as I keep trying. The divine shield, that's what I've learned out there in the world. In here with you. Stop talking down to me! And you notice, he's got the bubble! I hope you're the one with no hope. You think you don't need it? think again. I am... I am undying. Do we just go straight to that stage? Aww. Oh, now that's... Aww. I'm sorry. That was kind of sad. We pick him up and gave him a hug. Well, that warrants another oof. What a fearsome form you had up your sleeve. How come you kept it hidden till now? It is hideous. It is made of unbecoming emotion. It is made of emotion unbecoming of my dignity. Dignity, wow. You should not be proud of bringing it out. You're ashamed of it? Perhaps you are lucky enough to find golden swords and droll comebacks wherever you push to. But you are naive to expect beauty in all that lies at the limits. At mine is a dead end. Nothing but failure awaits you here. You're right, I will fail, just like I did when we first met. But do you remember what happens next? Come, feed me with failure. Show me your moves. One by one, I'll figure them out. Oh, we actually dealt damage to him in the first stage. And yes, the game does not let me actually do inputs and movement. God, that one was loud. I might turn it down just a little bit more because that, for some reason, peaked back up into the yellows. Boop. There we go. Although now you're not hearing the music. God dang it. Of course, the music is pretty quiet right now. Why don't I just transform right at the beginning? Right, 2 sets of spikes. Got to time it right. Does it even matter what I say? Every conversation leads us back to our duel. Your words have made it clear you mean to stand against me. Are you willing to step down, then convince me of your change of heart? These words are all my heart has to offer. There is nothing else. You are the only one here given the opportunity to change. And here's our angry mode. I wonder why he stayed over there. Hello, little buddy. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, the little hug at the end is starting. It got to me the first time. It is a bit of a longer animation, so I think that may have been needed to be something saved for like a penultimate kind of situation. But we're good for now. May I ask you something? You have earned one question, and an honest answer, perhaps. What is it you fear? You insolent! Our time grows short. What do you fear? Oh, both of these would be on point for us as well. I guess losing who I am. A queen dethroned is a queen no longer, but a queen is all I've ever been. Is there nothing else for you to hold on to? What else could I possibly hold on to but this scepter? For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Now you must grant me a question in return. What am I to you? A mere challenge? A plaything? Not a mere challenge, the ultimate one, the darkness I must breach. My dance partner, all this time I've studied your motions to match them step for step. You may not think there's beauty in your limits, but what I see is a most human face. And no, I don't actually expect it whenever I go back and do the next 2 runs. First of all, I don't know what the ending is going to be if I just let him kill me, and I don't think it's going to care whether I use a skill or not. Whatever you see your role as, you've pursued it as I have mine. For that, I think of us as equals. Understood. The question is, what skill do I actually want to use? I think I will... You have to use the hammer to kill him. I think I will skip out on the dash and see if he dodges it then. No, I killed him without even passing the first stage. What? Does he not have like a fixed dodge numbers? Is it literally just he's trying to... I doubt the AI is that complicated. It would have to be really complicated to like actually just memorize my patterns. I say AI, but it would have to be a fairly complex algorithm to memorize your patterns. What happened? Oh, that was intentional. Okay. You should know that part by now. I got distracted. It's fine. I'll focus harder this time. What is the point of climbing up when another mistake could bring you down at any moment? I may not want to forever crawl at your feet, but I have no need to linger on your throne either. You haven't made it seem all that appealing. Yeah, that was scripted. I'm not even positive that there are actual proper hitboxes at this point. I am not convinced. Here's the pissy boss mode. He shields. At least that one's relatively quick. I finally broke out my last skill. Let's see if he acknowledges it. I figured I should. Just to resolve the story a little bit sooner so we can try the other ones. I do think there's a fixed number of sessions that you fight him. Because this feels very scripted story-wise. There is no more point in playing pretend. I am going to die, yes? We all do sooner or later, no shame in that. You must be pleased. I'm curious. It's now you who stands in the face of the inevitable. What will you do? Give it my all. I will give it my all. You shall not see me go down without a fight, but with my head held high. Only the strongest version of you may have the privilege of defeating me. Would you show me how to do it? How to rise from the ashes? You've seen me. I don't know what else to tell you. Come at me then. Burn me one more time. I'm curious if he says anything if I just don't move. Because we're gonna eventually hit that point anyway, and this gives him the most attacks to knock us into that stage. And yes, I will fight to the end on this one, because we are going to be surrendering on one of them. That'll probably be our next run. It'll be all one video, don't worry. Because this is not going to be anywhere near my limits. Wow, I didn't think you'd still catch me with that. I persist. You cannot make me cease. You really are giving this your all, but I won't stop either. And I'm sad that he didn't have a comment about me not reacting to his first attacks. Yes, I am going to try and see if they allowed for meta changes. One downside to this is there is another sort of meta thing they could do, which would be essentially if you've beaten the game already, have the save react to it. Your reign of terror ends today. Yes. I can feel a new sensation in my heart. From defeat comes change, yes. Now that my reign ends, what binds me shall be gone. You may have changed already. Those aren't words you would have said before. Rest easy now. You can let go. Finish him. And I just forgot I had the mouse on there. Sorry for those of you looking to use that as B-roll. I don't know if I'll upload that to the game sampler channel or not. I've been really behind on that because pretty much I've been rendering constantly for the main channel and the LP channel. So yeah. Okay, so we died that time. I want to see two outcomes. I want to see what happens if I just don't move the first time. So we're going to have to skip through this dialogue. I want to let him kill me the first time. Your reign of terror ends today. My reign is eternal. A weakling like you cannot dream to overthrow me. And the easiest way to do that will be just walk up to him and let him kill me. This is going to take a while, so we're going to talk about game design. So, as far as this game goes, I find it extremely interesting, and I find it a really cool concept, like I said before. But is he not? Oh, I was going to say he has stopped attacking. What are you doing? Is he stopped attacking? Hello? Can you not move? Has your armor rusted stiff? Oh, there is dialogue. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm glad they included the dialogue in there. But we are going to lose on the first fight. I don't want to use any skills. I want him to just keep whacking on me. I'm slightly curious if moving just then actually hindered some things. He might actually say the dialogue thing again. We'll see. You're not even trying, are you? I have no need of your pity. I'm done. He just fucks off. Okay. Okay, we're trying something else. I was originally... Okay, I had to come back. I had to see if you're willing to try again. I'm here because I wish to battle you. Would you return that respect? Oh... Respect me? Preposterous. You do not deserve respect. I will earn it if you give me an honest chance. Come at me! So they did anticipate this. Now I'm really curious. How scripted is this, and how many times is he going to just go, like, are you teasing me? And I don't want to hit him. I'm slightly tempted to attack. This is not an honorable duel. If you're tired of life, I have no purpose here. Goodbye. You're not what I expected. I guess that eternal reign of yours has tired you out. I'll just have to get this over with, unceremonious as it feels. I will not grace you with my attention. You really should, else you'll die. I'm not here to play games with you. Fine, stand there then. Let this be the end of your cold and callous dynasty. Now he does damage. Oh, and we don't have any attacks. We literally can't. I think we might have discovered, like, a different group of endings. That's just, yeah, we don't get a proper ending for that one. We just die. I do like that it robs me of the ability to attack and, like, be like, oh shit. And we don't have, like, an oh shit moment at the end of that one either. The other one that I want to try is, does he eventually just automatically learn my attacks? But yes, I have to give them credit. They successfully added... I think they anticipated that. My reign of terror, okay, blah, blah, blah. We have the usual one. But now we will use just the normal attack. And let's see if we can do this using only the one move. I don't think we can. I think he'll start automatically dodging it. And yes, I guarantee you there's more endings based on our choices here. As soon as he gets the bow, this attack is going to be a lot harder to hit with. And I do like that we left the bloodstain. My reign is eternal. And I do wonder now... One, that attack might just automatically knock them to that spot. Finally, your boasting ceases. Nope, it doesn't automatically knock him to that spot. I'm going to be a bit more callous with my responses as well this time. Keep swinging that mace around, huh? It's the most it is reacting to me only doing that one. Okay, it is the most elegant weapon. A weight that can only be carried by one with supreme strength. It's heavy, I'll give you that. I'd better practice to keep it off my head. Even if you could, you would get vaporized by my supreme magics. Have a go then. So there is a lot more branching to this than I gave it credit for. He already went to get something else. How come you kept that was a dishonest trick. Stay down after I've struck you. Refuse to fall from a dozen hits. It is my divine nature as the Empress Everlasting. Yours was to be swatted like a fly. Surely your divine highness needn't begrudge my light chainmail. All I grudge is your insolence. I have won this duel fair and square, while you resort to changing the rules. I wasn't aware we were competing to be perfect from the start. That explains your failure. Too eager to expose your flaws and your innards. I do like that it comments on the attack types that I'm using. And I do wonder if that's going to change how things go later on. Because it does seem like it's letting me hit them. Once again, you change the rules. Only to confirm you cannot rival the might I was born with. If only I could be tickled to death, your new toy would serve you well. Your persistence is remarkable, but it only serves one purpose. To pleasure me with easy victories. I must thank you for your efforts. Perhaps I can introduce you to the pleasure of working for what you want for once. This work is for the peasantry. Wow. Out of your reach then. Okay. Yes, I am just spamming one. I was waiting for him to jump. Good lord. Let's go. Another round, another chance at new tactics. This is getting annoying. This persistent skittering of yours. We already did this one before. You will be the first to tire out. Oh, he can move mid-air, you bastard. That is cheating. And he is dodging that even whenever it's over there. Now, I'm going to stick with just this attack for as long as it will let me and actually still be able to kill him. Well, that was the first time he got me to quarter life. I could dodge your attacks if it was fun for me. With ease, But of course I will not stoop to the level of mortals. I am the Dark Queen. Butcher of 1,000 usurpers, it is no fault of mine I remain unchallenged. Okay, you only pretend to enjoy this because without it you are nothing. A fool who died to my first strike, that is the truth of you. Yeah, we already have all these. Oh, why didn't that hit? There you go. I do give the game a lot more credit than it really needs in some places, I think, but I do like the fact that it reacts to me not using the other skills in at least that one use. I have a feeling that it's eventually going to be a point where I have to use the other ones to actually hit them, but for now, that has not come about. And I do think there might be more than 3 endings. Not necessarily 3 endings, but 3 paths, if you will. Oh. He's gone to get the sword. There's the sword. Sorry about the wait. Thought you gave up. Never. Entire armies have done less to disturb my silence in my domain. All I miss is my throne. He has, I think his arrows have changed too, because it looks like it has a little bit of a glow on the, whatchamacallit, the arrowhead. And yeah, it feels very scripted onto like which one you're going to be able to hit him with because of the delay on between pressing, because it's like press and then you attack. Oh, he got us halfway. Oh, and I have a feeling we're automatically always going to do this. This thing's pretty sweet, don't you think? A blessed sword, I take it. You cannot prove a point with that. Even if I was theoretically capable of vanquishing me, are you really improving yourself, or is this a mere lucky break? Not that lucky. This sword was hidden in a waterfall guarded by a Colossus Revenant. Really, it was thanks to the practice I've had with you. Yeah, we get the same dialogue on a lot of these. What could I possibly gain? This is who I was made to be. These are the powers I was given. And yeah, we get essentially the similar dialogue regardless of which path we take. I think probably not this fight, but probably the first fight after we get transformed, I will bother doing the whatchamacallit, the other skills. I'll probably do the dash first. No, actually we'll do the dash first. And we're just gonna instantly kill them. So next battle we'll do the dash. We'll save the magic for something special. And yes, we do have to burn their corpse. I think it was after we got to the hugs last time that we got transformed. Brutal is all that I am. You should have believed from the start. You mock me, pity me, claim that I merely refuse to grow beyond the limits you know nothing of. But now that you have pushed me to those limits, you can see what I truly am. The most merciless face of the immutable truth. Yep. Unrelenting masochist, groovy. Oh, I like how it had him take the first hit. Am I even improving anymore? It never mattered. I am impossible for you to defeat. I don't believe that. So we've unlocked a different dialogue here. And yes, I am trying to use this to get him to come into melee range, because that bow is actually hurting a little bit. Oh, and we've swapped back to the snap. And I do wonder now, this is probably the last thing I'm going to test on this, and then we'll move on to the other game. What I'm wanting to do is I'm going to try to intentionally not hit him with attacks. We're going to go to this mode. We go to this, and I'm not going to attack in this mode. I want him to kill me. So we do that. He dodges the initial scream with the shield. And now you kill me. Oh, we can move with this. Okay. I want him to actually beat me. So I'm going to do an attack over here. I'm going to try to keep pushing him to like one side or the other so he can kill me that way. There we go. Yes, I'm intentionally trying to manipulate him. No, I could not keep up with you. Not as you are. Not after you made me grow into who I've become. Rest easy now. Linger on through. Okay. And yep, it's going to stabby stab. So no special ending for just kind of like not progressing through the entire story. So that makes me wonder if there is more story. But that is pretty neat. I like that as a concept. But for those of you who are looking at this on the archive, that is going to be the end of the Dark Queen of Mortholme. And for those of you on stream, we're moving on to the next game.